Just don't get it on now. Get it on. Don't get it on now. Get it on. Just don't get it on now. Get it
Hello, Will here. Here we are in FIA Manufacturers series in round 8 at Tsukuba. My qualifying in this was bad. It was very bad. The problem with the qualifying was it's quite a short track for this, so it was quite easy to get stuck in traffic. There I am, 18th and 19th. But yeah, unfortunately it was quite easy to get stuck in traffic if you didn't plan your pit stops properly for qualifying. Unfortunately, there was like mixtures of everybody pitting in different times. So unfortunately I got stuck in a bit of traffic. So I couldn't go for like a really flying lap. So unfortunately I start like pretty much right from the back. So now I've got to fight from the back. So in this case, if we finish in the top 10, that'd be good. You know, I'll count that as a victory if we finish within the top 10. So already. No, I think I'm thinking about going for a move. I kind of misjudge it, and it's like, alright, I'll slow down a bit more, make sure I don't hit Jacko. Well, actually somebody's already gone off there. I think the guy in the McLaren, I think his name's it's something like Stop Jacko or something like that, I think his name was, but I'm gonna call him Jacko. So yeah, trying to make a move there, kind of misjudged it. So it's like, alright, I'll slow down, make sure I don't smash into Jacko, so he doesn't lose his position. And we'll try again at another point. So my pit strategy for this race was probably the same as some people's, different to other people's. But obviously, again with quite a few of the FIA races, there was a tyre requirement. And that requirement was that you use the hards at least at some point. And so that's what I decided to do. I'm starting on the harder tyre to get it out of the way. Now you could use medium tyres as well, and you could use soft tyres. But something I realised when it came to trying to set up the tyres before the race, I was thinking of trying to do like a hybrid set, you know, maybe like doing hards on the fronts and like softs on the mediums or something like that, or like hards on the front and mediums on the back, or something along those lines anyway. But whenever it came to setup, for some reason, if I wanted to set the back tyre, the only one that I could put on the back was soft. I couldn't put anything anywhere else. It was just soft. It didn't give me the option to change it to medium or hard. So then it was, okay, I'll put a hard tyre on the front, and then so on and so forth, blah, 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 and then maybe do a medium on the back. But when I went to go and do that, I don't know if it was just a bug on my end, or was just or I didn't realise. I was like, almost, or something I didn't realise. But then, as soon as I selected the hard tyre, the rear tyres went red, basically saying that basically I couldn't have a soft tyre on the back and a hard on the front, for example. So I couldn't, as far as I'm aware, it wasn't a hybrid tyre set was not doable. As far as I'm aware, I might be wrong on that, but when I selected the hard tyre for the front, I wanted to keep the soft on the back because the back tyres didn't wear down massively quickly on this. It was the front left was the one that was a problem in this race. But I couldn't do hybrid tyres, so I had to go all out hard at the beginning. So yeah, talking about tyres, the back tyres were not a problem whatsoever. Front right, again, wasn't really a problem, wasn't really an issue. But it's that front left. I mean, obviously at the moment they're not going to go down very quickly because I'm on a harder tyre, so it's got longer life. But as soon as I go onto the softer tyres, which I do for the rest of the race after my first pit-in, that front left will go down so quickly compared to all the other tyres. Despite the fact that I had my brake bias right to the back. Because that is the issue with this Mercedes. That is I don't know if it's similar with the AMG, or it's not as noticeable with the AMG in Group 3. But with this SLS, the front tyres in the ways of its tyre wear on the front is so bad compared. If you have your brake bias in the middle at 0, so there's no bias to either the front or the back. The front tyre wear is so bad. It is so bad. So to kind of counteract that, you have to have your brake bias to the back. But to counteract it half decently, you have to have it right to the back. Brake bias on 5, which unfortunately at the same time, if you do heavy braking, the back of your car decides to start going out. So we just done our first pit stop of, I think I pit about 4 times in this race. So yeah, my strategy basically, going back to the strategy, was basically, it was do 5 laps on the hard tyres, get it out of the way. Then 5 on the softs, then it would be pitting on lap 10, then do another 5 laps on the softs, pitting on lap 15, then do another 5 laps on the softs, pit on lap 20, and then basically go to the end. That was my strategy, but at the end I do slightly change it just a teeny weeniest little bit by the fact that instead of pitting on lap 20, I pit on lap 19. And I think the only reason why I decided to do that at the end, which was a very sort of quick decision change during the race, or at least getting to near the end of the race, it was just by the fact that all the other tyres were not actually doing too badly. It was only ever because of the front left. So I think that was the reason why I slightly changed it up at the end, just to push for a little bit longer near the end, rather than potentially losing more time near the end, to potentially losing positions. But as you can see, after that pit, since it was quite a very early pit, I did come out in last place, but it was a very early pit, so I was thinking that's probably most likely going to happen, and in case it which it did. But due to a couple of other people pitting, do manage to get it in the 17th. Got a little group in front of me. Unfortunately, that guy there, I think his name was like the Gardener or something. Got a bit wrong there. And we were able to get past him and get into 16th. As you can see, all like the front people, they're all pitting in now. even though they're on, I think they might have been on the softer tyre. I'm not totally sure because I don't know what other people's strategy in this race was. I don't know if some people pushed the softer tyre for a bit longer, but again, they may be in the car that may have been good for that, because I think the McGann was like some of the top was the most dominant car in the top 10 like lap times for this was the McGann. I think there was a spattering of some other cars, but I think a vast majority of them were the McGann. Which unfortunately I'm not driving the McGann because I'm not driving for a Renault. But this was the only potential risk to my strategy in the ways of quite frequent pit stops, considering the situation. Is that I'm slowly now just catching up with this group. Now I think one or two of them might pit here, I'm not 100% sure, I can't quite remember now. No, none of them pit at all. But no, it's like obviously I'm just about starting to catch up with this group here. But the problem is, I'm now about to start my in lap. So this is my in lap. So I will be pitting in again after this and changing the tyres. Now as you can see in the tyre wear, compared to all the others, that front has gone down quite a bit. It does get a little bit worse when I do my last pit because I'm going for a little longer. Guy there. Unfortunately, I think that was German driver. I don't know his name. Unfortunately, I can't see his name from here. But I think it was that guy. I don't know if it's the guy who's in 14th, who's in 15th now. But yeah, he had a bit of bad luck because I think he goes wrong on the next lap as well. I think, if I can remember correctly. So yeah, going for another pitting. You gotta be careful of that bloody pit sign though, because it's as solid as a rock. Lucky enough I didn't hit it at any point during this race, but I did see someone who did. But yeah, unfortunately that pit sign is solid as a rock, lads. So we're coming in for pit number 2. Lucky enough, I'm able to get in. I'm going to keep on the inside. Just to keep it tight on the inside. I could just about keep ahead of the gardener. Just about. Now I could have slowed down more to let him pass there, but I don't think he was close enough, so that's why I decided to stick with the inside. If he was a little bit closer, I probably would have obviously most likely let him pass at that point, but I think I was just about enough ahead of him to legitimise my keeping ahead. So now we're on some new fresh tyres. Yeah, so was it this that the guy was off again? Yeah. So that was the guy we saw off on the last lap before the little Dunlop tyre bridge thingy. So he had a bit of a bad time. He was having a bit of a rough one at that point for a few laps, I think. So got in that group again. I think it might change like a little bit, a few different drivers in it, but they're not too far ahead. But since I'm on like quite new fresh tyres, obviously I can push quite hard at the moment. So let's see what we can do. Yeah, my fastest lap in the end for this race, I think it was 58 seconds. I mean, I probably could push it. I could have pushed it a bit harder to get the 57 seconds. But in practice, I did manage to get into 57 seconds. I did get it as 57. I can't remember exactly what my practice time was, but I think in the end, in the race, my fastest lap was literally just over 58 seconds. It was like a 58.0 something. So we've got this group up again ahead. So we're catching up. Yeah, it's a very similar group. Again, from earlier, but once again, I'm catching up with them. But I've only got 2 more laps before I pit in. So I've got two laps and the rest of this lap before I pit in again. So it's kind of sort of, this was the risk about this strategy. Now I was lucky enough here, a couple of them pit. The driver in the Ferrari, he stays out. So we're going to try and catch up with this Ferrari, which I think at this point he was on a harder tyre, I think. So theoretically, push to catch up with him is not actually that hard to do. As you can see, I'm slowly reeling him in. But again, we're near my in lap again. But I'm up in 12th at the moment, so we're all good. So it's here. I plan to go for a move. Again, like earlier on, I kind of misjudged it. I'm like, all right, I'll hold off. I'll let him get ahead. The only problem was I didn't actually realise he was going to pit in on this lap. I was like, oh, he's pitting in anyway. But either way, whether he was going to pit in or not pit in anyway, I still would have allowed him to keep his position, because I think there was. Now I do get the clean race star at the end of this, but I'm pretty sure there was a little bit of a contact with him on that corner. But again, whether there was or whether there wasn't, I kind of misjudged that challenge, and since I thought there was a bit of contact, I allowed him to keep his position. But we are up in the 11th because the Ferrari driver, he did pit him. So we have managed to climb to 11th. Now, we started with 19 and now there's only 17 people left, but I don't think any more people leave this race after this. Nope, we're coming in again for another pit. So we got one more pit after this one. So coming in again, get some new soft tyres. There was no need to refuel for this race. Fuel for this race was not an issue at all. We've got a yellow flag, and I can't remember if it was here where somebody got hit off. Was it here? No, it might be on the next lap. I know at one point someone gets hit off with that hairpin by an Audi driver, who then obviously gets a 4-second penalty. I think about looking at the inside, I'm thinking, nah. I learned from the Ferrari attempt, and I thought, nah, I'm not close enough to make that challenge on this occasion. I'm not close enough to make a challenge on Gene. And over there, I was thinking I could potentially go for challenge, but I thought not, so I'm going to try and overtake here. But it's just got that little bit more extra speed, but I'm on the inside, so I'm going to keep it nice and tight in here. Push the outside and get past. So we get past it. Now he tries to go for the inside up here. Fair enough challenge, but I think he just didn't have just enough speed to get out there. So he's still there. There was the Ferrari driver who was off, and he was hit off by 11th, because it is 11th place. He's the one who does have the 4-second penalty. So we're gonna get past the Audi driver. I can't remember the Audi driver's name. It's similar. It was something like Jacker or something like that. So it's kind of a strange name, so I'm just going to call him Now at that point, I looked at the delta time and the split times at the wrong point, because I was looking at the times, and then I looked back and I realised I was going a bit more of a straight line than I was wanting to. So that's why I start going a bit wide there. So we're back up behind Jacko. We're gonna see if we can get past Jacko. Now I think we're actually got we got the rest of this lap to do, and we're obviously on lap 19, and lap 19 is my in lap. Now, in the original pit strategy idea, my in lap was going to be lap 20, but I think due to the situation, I thought, you know what, I'm going to try and I'm going to pit on lap 19 rather than lap 20. Despite the fact that that front tyre I knew was going to be a bit of an issue. So managed to get him 11th. Now I stay wide here to just make, because obviously we got this guy that's very near me at the moment. But lucky enough here, I'm on the inside. Squeeze him through, squeeze him around, give him enough room, make sure I don't push him wide. Get past him. Yeah, leading up to that corner was a bit of a squeeze, but we were lucky enough. But we managed to keep 11th. And we're slowly catching up with Jacko. Can't really go on the inside. I'll go around the outside because just to try and avoid any potential contact. So unfortunately, I don't really get to pass Jacko there. Now this one I think, oh actually maybe I should go to the right now, because otherwise the driver behind me may suddenly pull a challenge, and therefore I wouldn't be able to pit. So then that kind of buggers up my plan. So this is it, last pitting, and then last push to the end. So where do we come out? We come out in 16th. So pretty much this whole so there's been a lot of pushing and fighting from the back. Again, most likely if I qualified higher, then this strategy possibly would have worked a bit better. But unfortunately, due to my qualifying being a bit rubbish, because unfortunately I got stuck in traffic quite a bit, so I was never able to sort of like really push. Unfortunately, started low in the race, so gonna kind of affect my result in the end as well, because I didn't have a good qualifying. So now the gardener there, for some reason before this corner, he started to slow down. Now I don't know what the reason was. I don't know if it's because he noticed that I just come out of the pits, so I was on new fresher tyres where he may have been on older tyres, and I thought basically I'm not going to fight, I'm not going to challenge him, and I'm going to slow down here and let him pass. Which, if that was the case, you know, he should have still tried to defend his position, I would say. Or he thought, or he noticed my pitting pattern and thought, okay, this guy's going to pit in on this lap, I'll slow down so he can move to the right and pit in. Not realising that basically I had changed the strategy a little bit. So, and there you go, there's that guy who made a mistake. I believe that was actually the Ferrari driver. Made a mistake on the pitting. There we are with the Audi driver. I'm going to take a little bit of a later break on the Audi driver, but managed to get it, squeeze it through, keep it tight on the inside, and overtake him. I think what he was going to do though is that the Audi driver, I think he was going to, halfway around that corner, he was going to cut it off to stop me from passing, because he thought I was probably, because he saw that I was a little bit behind him. But when he planned to do that, because it does look like he does start to go in, but then as soon as he realises that I'm there, he's like, oh no, I can't anymore, because he's right there, he's right next to me. I can't push in anymore, because otherwise I'm going to push him off. So I think that's what he was going to think of doing, was to go sort of like a bit wide on the outside, go for like a late apex kind of thing. But he didn't realise that I was basically right next to him halfway around the corner, kind of buggering up his plan a little bit there. But he's still not that far behind, though. But he is slowly, I think he is slowly like losing a bit of time. He's a little bit of time here, a little bit of time there, I think. Not like a major load, but a little bit. So obviously now I'm going to push to try and catch up with Jacko, which as of at the moment, 2 laps to go, 7 seconds, well, I think it's like 7.2 or 7.3 seconds. It's a bit of a push and a bit of an ask, but I always enjoy a challenge. So we're going to be coming up to the penultimate lap. So now I have Jean, the French driver, in the GTR behind me. Obviously he managed to get past in the Audi. But look, now obviously Jean actually pitted in on lap 20, so his tyres are a little bit better than mine. And that is going to show, because he is going to whistle that gap down. So by the time the last lap starts, I'm kind of at that point where it's like, okay, I'm still going to push to try and catch up with Jacko, because I am slowly actually catching up with him. But I do also need to prepare to possibly defend against G, because he is catching up. Bit by bit, he's catching up. Alright, coming up to the final lap. I'm in 12th, so you know I have managed to climb a few positions during this race, and there hasn't been too many issues at all, really. And as you can see in the replay below, Jacko, you can see that earlier he was like 2 seconds behind me, and now he's less than a second behind me. So now it's like I'm at that kind of point where it's like I need to potentially, possibly ease off Jacko here, because I've got to prepare for myself to potentially defend. But lucky enough, once I get around this corner, I think it's the last corner where I sort of kind of defend it a bit, just to make sure he doesn't try and take a dive up on the inside. And at this point, it's like, okay, on the last corner, I'm not going to really need to defend. He's not close enough to make a challenge. So I come around the corner for one last time. Now, unfortunately, some people forgot to use the hard tyre here, Jacko being one of them. So, due to a couple of people having 20-second penalties, I actually finished in 10th. And my aim was to get into the top 10. And I've done that. So, good for me. But that's it for this video, and that's it for that race. So, if you enjoyed the video, so please remember to like and subscribe, and share this video with some of your friends. And yep, 56 points. And so, until next time, I will see you all at the finishing line.